you're not scamming me. You seem like a good guy. That's something I get a lot. Oh, this guy seemed like such a good guy. And it's like, no, that's part of their image they're using to sell to you.
People who are vulnerable, it's a lot easier to market to them and to sell them and to make them a prisoner of belief, if you will. I like that title, that Scientology documentary.
100%.
And going back to Grant Cardone, he lives like 3 hours away from me. He is a huge Scientologist. You mentioned in one of your videos that you actually like him.
Sure.
What about Grant Cardone do you like?
Well, let me qualify that.
And look, let me go back to what don't forget, we just got done talking about people who try to make videos showing off their jets and their Lamborghinis and their
100%.
Rolls Royces.
No, I know where you're going with this. Yeah. So I made that video a while ago and I get so much crap for it. And the problem with online videos, you can't update your beliefs, too well. It's like a time capsule. So the time capsule of where I was. Listen, I just had finished a job in which I took his sales training.
Really?
I was in a home sales job and I knew home sales, and my father-in-law had like access to one of his courses. He's like, hey, check it out. So I was watching some of his videos, and it's funny because a lot of the training is old. Like it's like Grant Cardone back when he had hair that wasn't, white. It's back when he had like the actual whatever.
When he was painting it?
Yeah, when he was painting it. That's right. And I thought some of it was good. And mostly he was selling to businesses. He had a business that was selling sales training to businesses. And that usually is pretty ethically fine for me. If you're selling to a business, I don't really care what you sell. It's like, it's fine. Now he's gone to this new direction since then. And I've kind of watched this unfold, this Grant Cardone transformation where he said, I want to build a brand now. I'm going to go be the guy in a jet. I'm going to go be the guy now he's doing all the guru tricks. He's playing all from their playbook. He launches this thing called 10X, the 10X event, where all it is a big sales pitch for all these other gurus products. So as far as I'm concerned, Grant Cardone is no longer some clean guy. I don't know if he ever was, but I had just taken some of his sales training, and look, Grant Cardone's a good salesman. I think it's hard to deny. But now he's engaged in some of the marketing side that is more ethically gray, for sure. So yeah, no, I wouldn't give him a ringing endorsement anymore. I think that was sort of from the past.
Yeah.
What were you saying though? It is interesting though. He's from Scientology. I think that is something that's a little weird, right?
He's a super high level Scientologist. And what Scientologists do is they donate money to the church. And the more money you donate, the higher the ladder you can climb.
Yeah, Scientology's a really weird one where money is so inexorably tied. Like a lot of churches, they raise money, but they do it more or less sort of like as not a big thing. It's like sort of this thing that's like on the side, like, hey, we have to support ourselves, whatever. Televangelists, they're like, buy my jet. But Scientology from the ground up, it's all about money.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the strange things, like your money's your access to, I don't know if they believe in God. I don't know what they believe in.
They believe in a galactic overlord named Xenu.
But I think I would say that Grant Cardone's one of those people that he really embodies what I mean when I say the lionization of wealth, like too much. Because what he's always talking about, oh, you got to get your money right. And, oh, you just got to make money. You got to make money. You got to make money. Why? And he tries to make it ethical by saying, well, you'll give it to a church. Well, you'll give it to this. Well, you'll give it to whatever. And he's like, you'll take care of your family. And sure, all those things are true. But but the source of that money matters. And like, that's what I try to tell all these people who are selling these courses. I've had the opportunity to sit down with a lot of them. And I'm like, it matters that you made your money by scamming people. You should care about that. Like, you should care about the fact that you hurt people on your way to the top. Mm-hmm. These people are like, looking up to Jordan Belfort, one of the biggest scammers of all time. And it's like, why?
Right.
Sure, he might be a good guy now. But like, you understand that this guy's a criminal, right? But in America, we just kind of, the money just blinds us. We're like, oh, he must be a good guy because he's on a movie. He's in a movie. He's the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, now, and another thing those guys do. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Jordan Belfort's now part of a stock picking scheme by Jeff Bishop and Jason Bond. It's called The Mind of the Wolf. And it's hilarious to me because here's a guy who defrauded people on penny stocks, and now he's supposed to teach people how to trade. Like, why are you taking his advice? Are you nuts? Did you not see the same movie I saw? This is not a good idea. He's like selling, hey, you should go join so-and-so's course. He's like endorsing them and stuff. It's like, dude, you are a famous stock scammer. And now you are telling all these young people, oh yeah, jump in this course. This is trustworthy. It's like, dude, it's crazy.
Doesn't fucking matter. He's too goddamn entertaining.
Yeah, I know.
He's
entertaining. I like him. I like him, but I see that stuff and I'm like, what are we doing? That's what I mean. It's just like self-help has just become so dumb. I really wish most people could just look. There's a few good things in self-help. There's a few good things in self-development that really matter. It's like when you learn to work out and you kind of have to learn some fundamentals of lifting form, all these things. After that, it's all effort. It's not about going to more and more, seminars on how to lift weights. It's like, no, you just have to get in the gym. And so a lot of self-help and self-development that people keep repitching the same ideas we've known about for hundreds and hundreds of years. Mm-hmm. And we're all supposed to continue to buy their products. It's like, hey, we learned this stuff a long time ago. There's nothing new. Well,
I mean, there are some good things to it. I mean, as far as what's his name? Tai Lopez, he kind of make reading cool. He was always like running around, like, look at my bookshelf here. I always got a book. I'm always reading a book, driving my Lamborghini and reading a book at the same time. He kind of did some cool things as far as like.
Reading was always cool. And it always was the thing you had to do. Tai Lopez just attached it to his brand. I mean, that's the thing. They just keep reinventing old common sense as now I'm going to sell it to you. It's like Jordan Peterson saying, make your bed. Everyone's like, whoa, make your bed, dude? Bestseller. Jordan Peterson's like the most brilliant guy ever. It's like, wait a second. Your mom's been telling you that forever, but this guy coats it in a layer of psychology to make it believable to a modern mind. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, that is profound.
Yeah. No, you're right. And it all goes back to headline. You got to coat the pill in peanut butter. You got to make it swallowable.
That's right.
You got to help them. Yeah. You got to lead them to water to an extent. As long as your pond isn't full of insecticides.
Yes. And as long as at the end they're getting the actual help, because my thing is like, well, how much did Tai Lopez really inspire people to read? Maybe he did. Maybe he did more than I know. But as far as I'm concerned, most of the people who listen to Tai Lopez bought his course. They didn't buy books. Mm-hmm. Maybe they did. It's hard to know sometimes, but that's my thing about even educational video. Sometimes even I'll watch an educational video. And after it, I'm wondering, wait, what did I just learn? I don't even remember. I was just like so into the show. I didn't really get much out of that. And and especially when you're like watching a lot of videos, a lot of these guys, these young guys, they'll just be obsessed with self-development. So they'll be watching self-development videos all day. And it's like, you're taking in so much information that half of it's left your head by the time you stop watching YouTube. Mm-hmm. You're not really getting anything out of that. And so if I had a message, my core message is that there are no secrets, there are no shortcuts. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can get off this treadmill of trying to find the right advice before you start. The sooner you can get rid of the excuses that are preventing you from just realizing, hey, there's nothing between me and what I want except my own work, my own effort, and getting out of my way with all these excuses. I need to find some guru to tell me how to do it.
In your experience, what do you think is the best way to learn and retain knowledge or retain information?
Do it. You have to do something yourself. And man, this is part of the problem with making education entertainment, is that the core part of education is repetition. Like anytime you do math, you just go through problem sets. Why do you do the same problem over and over and over? It's because that's how it sticks in your brain for more than 10 seconds, is by just basically running into the same thing over and over. Our sort of medieval minds finally crack the code and we kind of get it, right?
Right.
So same way, shoot a basketball. Why can't you just have to do it over and over in the same situation again and again until it just gets into our skulls. And so that's how ultimately you learn too. You could be talking about a lot of different types of learning here, but we'll talk a little more pragmatically, about business. The way to succeed in business is to fail a lot at business.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
And so, yeah, there's just, I don't know. I think you're right. Like people want to be, they want to be experts before they start. They want to avoid the pain of failure. And it's like, yeah, there's doesn't exist. There's never been a stand-up who didn't bomb for years and years. There's just no such thing. And you see it across all domains in life. And so why do you think you're special?